Curry do his whole sitcom and then stole everything Mark Curry had. Now Steve got a sitcom where he the principal and he wear a suit and then he gets this high top fade, making all black men think he got the best.
All each other.
What's good? What's good? What's good? You know what I'm saying? So Steve Harvey went on the pilot, right? That's Fred Taylor, Ryan Clark, and I forgot the other dude's names. Podcast, and they talked about Katt Williams' famous interview on Club Shay Shay, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. It revealed a lot to me. So first thing it revealed to me is that Steve Harvey is sensitive. Like, this dude's on TV. He has a morning show. He's in all type of different shows. Like Katt Williams from last time I don't think he's done a movie in a long time. He's on the road a lot. He had one huge interview and he's still crying about it. But it stung. It really did. And I'm gonna show you how bad it stung because he's repeated the same talking points over and over again. It's bad.
This is why, like, Katt Williams in this interview did a lot of views and it was potent, was because it appeared that Katt Williams was telling the truth about a lot of things.
Brilliantly. Please don't stop doing the way you do. See, the problem with people is they get something that work and then they want to find something that work better. You ain't got to fix it if it ain't broke. See, I'm on radio for real. I have a real radio show. I have the #1 adult contemporary show, 25 to 54 in America. The Steve Harvey Morning Show. I'm at 112 markets. I got 9 million listeners. I'm controlled by FCC rules. The problem is, these people go get these podcasts who have no FCC rules to abide by. But you have to remember, even though you're on a podcast, you still got a brand.
Yeah.
And so you can't say what you want to say and expect to be relevant and not get canceled. You can't have a podcast and the way that you think you can make money is on clicks and views at the expense of others and not expect to have to pay the expense.
Yo, like, I don't think he knows this, but it's not just the podcasting. How many times have Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith talk about LeBron James? I think LeBron James has personally fed both of them grown men for about 20 years. What are you talking about? There's been times where they just have a LeBron argument for no reason, right? We talk about famous people. That's what we do. Get out of your feelings, sir. You're not the only one. Michael Jordan hadn't picked up a basketball in years. Every year basketball season comes up, they mention his name. Don't you think Michael Jordan would probably get tired of that? Don't you think he would be like, you know what? Okay, listen. I get it. Y'all love me, but can you just leave me out of this? This is not my era anymore. No, he just says nothing. Do you know why? Because he's a public figure. He's a public figure. And so this lets me know that this old man is really sensitive and he has his ego. It's so fragile. Get over yourself.
You can't have a podcast and light me up and don't expect to get lit up. You can't have a podcast, let somebody come on your show and talk about your friends.
So obviously that's a reference.
So it's another thing I don't like about what he said. Someone comes on your podcast and talks about your friends. So first of all, right, I'm real with mine. I'm genuine with mine, right? If you don't like my friends, you probably not gonna be on my podcast. I'm biased. I'm just gonna keep it real with you. I'm not gonna lie, I'm biased. So if you don't like my friends, you probably not gonna be on my podcast. That's just what it is. You're not gonna get no words out, nothing. So that's already done. But if you come on my podcast and I let you talk, I'm gonna let you talk. Like, the logic is goofy. It's very goofy.
And just start slamming Fred. Y'all got to shut that down.
Yeah.
Because this your brother. You got to protect him. And you got to protect the brand. They don't do that no more. So you come on my show, you spread all these lies about some people that I call my so-called friends, and I just let you sit there and check it. And because your podcast had so many views on that right there, your next guest is the same type of guest. Because now you want your money to be made off clicks and views at somebody's expense. Well, now guess what? You got to pay for that. Because once you put it out in the universe that I want clicks and views, the universe does not differentiate. It just give you.
I think he's talking about Monique. And that interview did well too, because she talked about Tyler Perry. See, here's the problem. Club Shay Shay is a success. So and I don't think he knows it because he's on a morning show, right? That's how YouTube works, Steve Harvey. Clicks and views. We have a click-through rate, you have the views, and you have the watch time. That's how YouTube works. That's how his business works. And so he needs clicks and views. Sorry, if you didn't know that, now you know.
Clicks and views. So now here they come the rest of them. And now you got clicks and views.
Mm-hmm. My question to that, though, is there was the podcast, and there was a comedian who talked about you. And you waited a while before ever responding to Katt Williams. Mm-hmm. But when you responded, it felt like there was a lot more vitriol to your response than it was all of the initial accusations. Why do you think the response to what you said was so different from what he said on Shannon's show?
When you say vitriol, what you mean?
The social media fodder was upset with you for the way you finally responded to him. Mm-hmm. You mentioned his height and what you could do if there was ever an altercation. They said they felt like what he said about you was true because of the nature of your reaction.
Oh, well, see, first of all, I ain't really good at social media, so I didn't even know that was out there. But they can, like, really kiss most of the corners of my ass when you say stuff like that. First of all, man, let me say this.
I don't know the relationship.
So we're gonna go to what he said, right? Because he threatened to knock him out. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Who else did that? Dame Dash. I realized this, right? As a man, when someone cannot beat you with rationale, they go two places. Either they try to be funny, and roast you, or they try to get violent. I want y'all to think about that. When you cook at someone in some sort of argument or debate, right? When they get to cracking on you jokes, right? Or you go to violence, they let you know you probably hit a sore spot because they can't defeat your logic. Just saying. This dude is someone's grandpa talking about he gonna knock somebody out. And then Katt Williams never threatened to beat it. Never mind.
First of all, man, let me say this.
I don't know the relationship between Shannon.
And you'll never have a hater that's doing better than you. Always know that. Don't get off the wall to dress some pity any ass boy who ain't got shit going for himself. Now you done stopped your climb up on the wall so you can come down here and talk to his little punk ass. Don't do that, man. I stay away from it. Now, do I want to? Yes. Because I'm a human being and I'm hood. I used to be a fighter and I still got hands. They slow, but if you get up on me real close, I can still knock your monkey ass out. I just don't have the quickness I have. But I still know how to turn my hip and shift that weight, and I'll knock your short ass out. I'll shoot your perm straight out your head.
The stuff with Katt Williams moving forward.
Yo. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got violent. What did you get violent for? Why you get violent? For what? Now it was Katt Williams roasting him, bruh. I'm telling you. Listen, on Steve Harvey point alone, I think I watched that about 10 times. It was so funny. But listen, man, that's what the interview's about, man. Getting what you want to get out. And so, just move on. No one's even talking about that interview anymore, but because he's in his feels and he's feeling bad about it, now he's brought it right back up.
All this, I was just in front of a whole lot of people. I was really just joking. I don't really, if I had a chance to talk to Katt about anything, I would just ask him what's wrong. Just what's wrong. Let's go to that. Listen to me, man. Just because a person sits on the show and don't hesitate or say or and speaks eloquently, that don't mean it's true. That just don't mean it's true, man. And I probably shouldn't have said anything. That's a regret I have. I really shouldn't have said nothing, because we not in the same league, dog. We shooting at two different baskets.
I'm making this face because this is the corniest angle any grown man can use, right? This is so corny. So you threatened to whoop his ass. You threatened to put hands on him. You did. And then you're like, well, I shouldn't have said nothing because I'm up here, he's down here. When you were threatening to whoop his butt on a stage, was that your mindset? No, your mindset was, he's a man, I'm a man, and I felt disrespected. That was the mindset. All that goofy ass, I'm up here. If you was really up here, you would have let it go. You would let it go. You would laugh it off. You would say, man, he got me, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And people would be like, oh, well, maybe Steve Harvey don't care. That's what he should have did. Since you're so successful. I hate that goofy, lame shit, man. Some lame shit.
I shouldn't even have said nothing. And so really, man, I think I would apologize to him if he took offense to what I said. I was joking, but I would apologize to him. And like I said, if I had a chance to sit down with him, I would just say, hey, man, what's wrong? But you got to look at the whole tone of the interview. If the whole tone of the interview is what everybody else ain't, what everybody else ain't got, what everybody else doing, I think that's kind of like hate and jealousy. And hate and jealousy is a form of grief. You're grieving because obviously all them people you talking about have something you either want or are something that you ain't. And you're grieving. And the funeral becomes the podcast. So now let me roast all of these people.
Maybe it's my algorithm. And
Yo. This dude is such a cornball, man. It's a cornball. I'm sorry, man. He tried it. You know what it is also is they respect him because he's an elder, so they're not gonna really press on that. But it's like, I'm gonna show you guys. So this is not the first time he's talked about this. So it's bothering him. Now, this next clip, it's gonna be him and his comedian friends, right? And I want you to pay attention to what he says.
We feel for each other because we know the real person.
Right, yeah.
I know they lying about you online. I know that podcast is bullshit. Hanging that dog, don't pay no attention to that.
Yeah.
Because, and look, man, just because you can talk smooth without saying, it don't mean you ain't lying.
Right.
I be sitting up here looking at these podcasts of these other comedians that's going on talking about other comedians. Hold up, dog. Where did that shit come from? When did we become that? When did we get into tear each other down business? Because you ain't never heard me say not a disparaging remark against a...
Did you hear the talking point? Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Just because he can talk good. Do you know why he said that? Katt Williams, he said the reason why Steve Harvey cannot be an actor is because he sound country. That burns him up bad. That burnt that nigga bad. Oh, man. But another thing, like, as a comedian, you got to have, like, tough skin. I don't get it, bro. He's soft, man.
Another comedian nowhere. You ain't heard him, or him, cause we ain't cut from that cloth.
Right.
So why are you, what is your motive for doing this here? And you're not gonna tear him down. And look, man, I got a real platform.
Yeah, I got a real platform, you know. This dude is so corny. And so now we're gonna get into a little bit, right, of I have Mark Curry on here, and he's going to talk about some of the stealing. Because it happened. It happened. It's a real thing. And this is Mark Curry talking about the material because people, let me break this down, right? As a comedian, a joke is everything because it takes so long to curate a joke. Like if you write 10 jokes, right, you might have one joke out of that 10 that's pretty good. And you have to work that joke, meaning you have to take that joke into many different rooms and work the joke until the joke works in all different rooms. That can take months to make one joke good. And so when you steal a joke, it's like stealing money because it takes time. Just putting that out there.
One Halloween, I'm watching, somebody called me and said, man, homeboy doing your material. So he did my whole Halloween run. And I know he didn't think of it. You know, this is true stuff that really happened to me. And so my thing is, you don't have to do that, homeboy. Yeah. So, you know, motherfucker, you made enough money, bitch ass. You know, wow. You made enough money, you did enough. You know, why are you on my material? Right. You know, what's that about? You know, and then, you know, people want to jump up, oh, he didn't know, he didn't steal your... So yes, he did. Yeah. I mean, you know, so you know, and so that there's no need to. No one else has did that.
So this was on his talk show. Which talk was his TV talk show?
His TV talk show.
Okay, this was the one he had on NBC just recently.
Whatever.
To you, right?
I'm gonna step to you.
You ever step to him?
Yeah, step to him.
What'd you say to him?
Well, yeah, tell us about that.
Ask him.
Okay, I will.
Was that the first time that had ever happened to you?
No.
No, okay. What irritated you so much about Steve doing it then?
Because he made it. He's there. He's on national TV. You paid. You did your thing. You try to either you fucking with me or you disrespecting me or you know I don't understand that. You taking food out of my money, you know, you taking whatever. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
food out your mouth.
That's plagiarism.
Right.
Wow.
So I mean, so we got you here. Steve ain't here. I'll ask Steve later. What'd you say to him when you stepped in?
Ask him.
Okay.
It's like Steve Harvey.
Yeah. So that's from the like, bruh. The dude is a slime ball. Now, listen. This is what we're gonna do for y'all. Hopefully I don't get hit. I'm gonna try. This is 18 minutes in. Hopefully I don't get hit. I'm gonna show you the joke. Right now, what I just told you before was it takes months to make one good joke. Literally, you have to be on stage hundreds of times to make one good joke. So we're gonna see the joke, and then y'all could be the judge if it's the same joke.
She didn't tell her. I think we UPS, I guess. I don't know. You've heard me say that every Halloween I had the same outfit on every year. I just had a brown box. I wasn't nothing sad. I asked my father, could I have a new outfit? And he said, no, just wear the same one. It was just a brown box. And he just told me to tell everybody I was a UPS man.
Yeah.
See? So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, bro. I just it sounds very close. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Very close.
Homeless. That's my story. That's not his story. Steve Harvey wasn't never homeless. When Mark Curry was touring with him 25 years ago, he was making $3,000 a show in cash and doing 5 shows a week. They just tell the stories. Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her. Then you went and married somebody else that think like a man. Like, what are you talking about? They think they can rewrite history.
That was his.
No, I saw him at the.
Yeah. So now we're gonna get into. This is crazy. I for you for like Steve Harvey, bro. You should have never said nothing about this because when you go into it. It's a lot of stuff you can literally look for yourself, and it's like very provable. It's very provable. So we gonna get on some hating that he did because he's a hater. He's a hater.
A disaster, man. For me. Great for Bernie and Said, because they went up first. You closing behind these dudes is rough. MACK was just that boy could put some pressure on you. It's hard to follow, because I just said, y'all got to give me a chance to win, and they ain't never want to switch. When it ended, we split up, tried everything, but dudes felt like they was movie stars.
And Katt Williams was not happy about Steve Harvey's Bernie shade.
I know the truth. You think I'm gonna let you on Bernie? The reason you were supposed to go last is because it was your tour. It was Steve's tour. Tell the truth. You thought he was black and ugly, and you were good looking, and he couldn't make it. Now that he gone, you gonna act like he wanted to be a movie star. Get out of here.
Because this isn't just a
a bunch of hating, just a bunch of hating. It's unfortunate, but I love it because it shows how a lot of people, right, can be older but not mature. As an old man, my father has this, and I'm starting to have it too. It's called not give a fuckism. Like, you don't care. Like, this dude is a multi-millionaire. He's on a show every day where 9 million people listen to him. He let this one interview make him get on podcast after podcast defending what happened and all that stuff. And it's just like, what for? We can just laugh it off. You're an old man. You can even just do this. You could do this and say, oh man, I messed up. I was young, dumb. People gonna be like, oh yeah, you old now. You've matured. But anyway, I thought that was Katt Williams is comedy gold, man. I hope you enjoyed the show. I did. I'm out.